Finding the best place to live in 2025 in Northport. That's exactly what we are going to be covering in this video today. Since a lot of people have been asking me recently, Noah, where should I be moving to? Where's the most popular places to move to here in Northport? And if you guys don't know, I own a custom home building company, Jane Development Group, and I am a residential real estate broker here in the greater Northport, Sarasota area. And in this video, like I said, we are going to be breaking down every little area that maybe a lot of people don't know about, or maybe people just don't really know what this area is specifically like. So we are going to be pointing out different areas of popularity here in Northport, kind of where people are buying vacant land to build a new construction house, where people are buying already built new construction houses, where the commercial districts are being built, where the multifamily areas are being built. Because if you guys haven't known yet, Northport underwent a whole entire rezone at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. So there are a lot of changes happening now, especially in the last 12 months. So maybe you watched my video from last year talking all about what there is to know about Northport in 2024. But here in 2025, several things have changed with the zoning, the new construction houses, the vacant land prices, everything has changed. So if you guys want the update on everything Northport, you're definitely gonna want to stay to watch the end of this video. And if you guys just want to, are thinking about making the move to Northport but not sure yet, you guys can reach out to one of me or my team members and we can talk with you, answer any and all of your questions. Or if you guys are looking to build a residential new construction house, like I said, I do own a custom home building company, so you can get connected with Josh, my GC partner, and me, where we are going to walk you through every little step about the new construction process and kind of what makes us different than the rest of all the other home builders here in the Northport and Sarasota area. So with all that being said, let's go and let's show you guys a map tour of everything you need to know about Northport, Florida. All right, so now let's first dive into some of the top neighborhoods here in Northport that are very high in popularity right now in 2025. Some of them you guys may already know, some of them you may already not. So let's first start off with probably the most popular one, which of course is going to be Welland Park. Welland Park, which is right over here. This is one of the next largest master planned communities here in Southwest Florida. It's actually very similar to the Lakewood Ranch area. We've actually created multiple videos on Welland Park, so be sure to go and check out those videos. But what is cool about Welland Park is that you pretty much don't have to leave. That was the whole purpose of Welland Park. It has explosive growth, the newest new construction houses, and it is in very high demand right now, with homes ranging anywhere from, say, in the high 300s to over $1.3 million. And you can get condos, townhouses, and single family houses. You can get estate houses. You can get, houses that are a little bit more closer together. You can get houses in communities that have all of the amenities. But what's cool about Welland Park as well is that it also does have Cool Today Park, which if you guys are baseball fans, you guys will absolutely love that, because Cool Today Park is located pretty much, I would say, in the heart of Welland Park. Because as we scroll in here, you guys will see all the different developments that are popping up. You guys can see this map right here. It is all raw land pretty much. Now, yes, there are a lot of communities right now that are a lot built out, but there are still several of them that are just either breaking ground or they only have a few different houses in there. So you have like Lennar, you have Neil Communities, you have Mattamy Homes, you have Homes by West Bay, you have all these other different kinds of, say, track home builders. And then you also have like some smaller semi-custom home builders like Sam Rogers, for example. They have a development in here as well. Neil Communities has a couple of them. Wisteria and Avelina, those are two of the bigger Neil communities in this overall area. So if you guys want more information on that, obviously go and check out those videos. But Welland Park is just south of US 41 right here. It's probably one of the more popular areas in Northport, Venice area. Some people say it's in Venice, some people say it's in Northport. However, it's, really more closer tied to Northport. So let's talk about the next second biggest growing area, which is going to be the Northport Estates, right? So people are saying, I'm tired of living in a tract home community. I'm tired of living in an HOA community. I really want more land. I really want something where I can, have my dog run around the yard that actually has space. Maybe you want horses or chickens or maybe just want space away from your neighbors. That's totally cool. And that's why people are going more towards the Northport Estate area, which is just north of 5. Now, these lots over here in Northport Estate, so you have the regular traditional quarter acre size lots, which are going to be located right in this area. But then after that, you can kind of see the change. It goes into larger plots of land. So these are 3+ acre pieces of land. These are zoned the estate areas of Northport. There are several, like, say for example, vacant lots for sale. So usually vacant land prices in Northport Estates, and we'll talk about this later in the video, but they go anywhere between say $300,000 to $550,000 for just the raw land. Then obviously you can build a house on it. So right now in Northport Estates, you're able to find houses, in the high fives to 750 to over $1 million, just really depending on what you're looking for. But what I love about Northport Estates is the breathability you have between your neighbors. You don't have to worry about seeing your neighbors. You have a lot of space, and you can build a big house that does not have an HOA. So that is super nice for a lot of people that are looking to build a custom house, or even they just want to move into an area that does not have a lot of neighbors. Then next up, we have Warm Mineral Springs. So we're doing a 180 here. The third most popular area that a lot of people that we're seeing is Warm Mineral Springs. And why, you may ask that? Well, Warm Mineral Springs is a very historic, I would say, part of Northport. It has, of course, the Warm Mineral Springs, hence the name right here, where people travel all across the world, right? This water, and I've made a video about Warm Mineral Springs before, so go and check that out. But this is the huge draw to this part of Northport. People love going here because the water is warm. It's supposed to be good for your skin. There's a lot of good benefits of the Mineral Springs Park right here. Now, there is controversy that there is going to be some commercial development happening in this area. So we'll have to see what happens. They are doing geotech surveys. They're doing a bunch of different, engineering to see if a hotel is going to be built here, commercial shopping. Really seeing what's going to happen, because after Hurricane Ian, I would say the Mineral Springs area has gotten a little bit run down, and that is just because they are in talks with kind of re-commercializing this entire area. So that is something to know. But a lot of people love this area because, one, you are close to the main part of Northport. So the main part of Northport is obviously just right in this area. This is the original part of Northport, for example. So a lot of Europeans traveled to the Warm Mineral Springs because of the health benefits, right? And so it's a huge draw for snowbirds, people that are health conscious, retirees, stuff like that. That is who we've seen to be moving into this area theoretically. Now, obviously, everyone moves here, but this is just where we're seeing it. I have had a couple people buy houses in here. Some of them are in the 300s, 400s, and some of them are even in the 500s for new construction in the area. Plus, you're close to the Myakka State Park, which is up over in this direction. And then obviously you're really close to Welland Park. You're like 5 minutes away from Welland Park. Costco's right here. You got shopping, dining, restaurants that maybe Northport may not really offer for you if you live in the northeast corner of Northport. It's a little bit further to get over into the downtown, so to speak, part of Northport. So that's why some people like the Warm Mineral Springs. It's a little bit more established, a little bit more growing. There is some new construction options, but a lot of it is already established communities. So now another option that we have that is kind of growing in popularity is going to be the center of Northport. Now, this is my personal favorite area of Northport for several different reasons, and I say it every single time I talk about Northport, and that is going to be Sumter Boulevard, Toledo Blade area. Why, might you ask? Why do I love between this area of Northport? Well, what happened with Northport, and we'll talk about this later in the growth section, but what you'll see is Northport underwent a whole new rezone process, right? So they rezoned a lot of their properties. We'll go in depth about where that exactly is. However, there is a lot of growth happening just on these main roads because they are the main north and southbound roads that are going to take you to I-75 and US 41. So it's quick access to either Sarasota, or if you want to go down to Naples, I guess even Tampa as well. You have Sumter Boulevard, which they rezoned this entire area for commercial, apartments, multifamily, all that good stuff. Same thing with Toledo Blade. It's changing. There's a lot of commercial being grown up in the area. You have Sarasota Memorial Hospital that's being built right here, which it's supposed to be breaking ground soon, so we'll keep you guys updated on what happens, but it is supposed to be a 5-story state-of-the-art facility, and it's supposed to be bringing in a lot of jobs into the Northport area. A lot of people from out of state don't really know that. And so that is driving up real estate prices in this area because of the proximity to the hospital, because of the proximity to Sumner Boulevard and Toledo Blade. So why do I love this? Well, it's because you have all your shopping, your grocery stores, your brand new gas stations, you have some strip malls coming in. And then, of course, you have all these other commercial development areas that are being built out right now, but they are just ground dirt pads at the moment. So when you live in this area, you're only 5 minutes away from Sumner. You're only 5 minutes away from Toledo Blade, which means you can go north, you can go to Sarasota, Tampa, you can head south, you can go down to Naples, you can hit US 41 to go to the main little shopping area of Northport where there's like a Dick's Sporting Goods. You have TJ Maxx, you have Crumble Cookie, which is down there, you have Hobby Lobby, Five Below, all that kind of stuff. You have several other shopping options in this area, but you have Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, all that good stuff. So not only are you close to this so-called part of downtown Northport, but then you also have other areas off of Sumner Boulevard, like say Starbucks, which is right over here. So it is nice and convenient to live in this area because real estate prices are probably trending up the highest in that area, I would say right now. Same with land prices. Like you guys know, I am huge into the land game because I own a construction company and I work with a lot of investors on the building side of stuff. Land has gone up. Now, when I'm saying land has gone up, it has gone up maybe a few $1,000s, $5,000, but that in the grand scheme of things, it just transitions where all the real estate prices are going for land. It is harder to find double lots, triple lots in this area for that main reason. So that is definitely something to note there. But I would say those are the top four highest popular areas right now in 2025 in Northport. And now you may be asking, well, Noah, what exactly are the real estate prices looking like here in Northport? Because if you guys have seen the stock market, you guys have seen the news articles, you guys have seen a bunch of different stuff. You guys are really curious to know what exactly is going on in the Northport real estate market. We'll dive deep into another video talking all about the real estate prices in Northport, where we're seeing things go, why we're seeing prices change, where do we think the bottom is, where do we think it's going to start trending upwards. So go and check out that video. But in general, citywide across all already developed houses, brand new construction houses, everything, the average house price right now in 2025 for Northport is going to be $375,000 because you have a lot of lower priced pre-established houses with a lot of higher priced new construction houses. So averaging them out, it's coming to about $375,000, which is just a little bit down from last year, so not crazy. Experts are predicting that Northport real estate prices are going to go up maybe 1% or 2% over the next year, but obviously we don't know because we don't know where the economy is going, where the popularity and the demand is going. So that is all up for speculation. Northport Estates is obviously a bigger piece of property. So you have 3 acres minimum, and you have usually bigger houses on these properties. So instead of 375 in general for the city, Northport Estates is sitting at about $425,000 for the average home price due to just the land size in general. And then if we scroll over here into Welland Park, which we talked about, Welland Park right now is seeing average home prices anywhere between, or I should say median home prices between $475,000 to about $550,000. Now this is just given, all the different houses with the $300,000 houses, $400,000, and then you have the $1.2 to $1.3 million houses that are balancing them out a little bit. But in general, a lot of people are getting into, say, Lennar communities in Welland Park for, high threes, low fours. And then you have the Sam Rogers community, which is over $1 million for these houses typically. So those kind of houses are balancing each other out. So you are sitting at a higher price. You are in HOA communities here, but it is a very nice community to live in. Like I said, we will be doing different videos on Welland Park, so be sure to check that out as well. And then if we're just talking about the more affordable areas of Northport, right? Let's say, like I told you before, this is more of the established areas of Northport. So this is where we're seeing more of the affordable houses, whether you're looking at an investment property, a second house, maybe you want a house to rent out while you're not in town. So a lot of my clients, they've picked up several of these houses, in the high twos. So 275, 285, 295. you got a lot of options in the Warm Mineral Springs area. So we see, the average affordability in here being anywhere between $275 to $300,000. Now these are usually 2 beds, 1 bath, 1,200 square feet. So, obviously, if you guys are looking for that, then we can go explore the Warm Mineral Springs area as well. So now let's discuss. We talked about house prices. Let's talk about land prices here in 2025 because we did allude to them a little bit. So if you guys want to know all about land prices, obviously we have videos discussing everything you need to know about land. So in general, a good price for land in 2025 is going to be between $22,000 to $23,000. That's usually the safe bet when you don't want to deal with gopher tortoises, when you don't want to deal with scrub jays, when you don't want to deal with heritage trees. And if you don't know what those are, go and check out our video describing everything you need to know about the environmental hazards of buying vacant land. If you see a piece of land for say $14,000, $15,000, usually those are red flags. A lot of people love to buy those lots because they're like, oh, it is cheap. But in the grand scheme of things, if you have one gopher tortoise on there, it's going to cost you a minimum of $6,500 to $8,500 just to remove the thing because it is a federally protected species. So keep that in mind because cheap is not always better. That's why you have us work with you to evaluate land, to evaluate what a new construction build is going to look like. That is why I created a construction company, was to be an all-in-one service with real estate needs, brokerage services, and then a custom home building company when you guys are looking to build that custom home. So usually if you're looking in this area, you're looking at anywhere between $22,000 to $23,000. That's a good bet for land. If you're looking at Northport Estates, obviously you're going to be a little bit higher. You're looking at about $100,000 to $125,000 an acre. So with a minimum of 3 acres, you're looking anywhere between $300,000 to $550,000, give or take. So that is kind of what land prices are looking like in the estate areas of Northport. I've been browsing at 5-7 acre parcels myself in that area just to check it out. And then obviously if you want to be on, say, a freshwater canal, right? A lot of people love freshwater canals because it gives more space between neighbors and so forth. Those go at a little bit more of a premium, maybe $24,000, $25,000, but nothing crazy. I wouldn't really spend any more than that unless you really want to. And then you have properties that say are on a green belt. Let's see if we can find a green belt quick. Right here. I personally love green belts because they're not covered in water. They're only for, say, excess water in an overflow or, say, a hurricane or whatever. These properties do come at a little of a premium as well, sitting at anywhere between $24,000 to $25,000, very similar to, say, a freshwater canal lot. But I love it because you don't have to deal with mosquitoes or any of that kind of stuff that you deal with a canal lot. So prices are, pretty similar to 2024. Nothing crazy, nothing shocking. Definitely changed from 2023 where people were picking up land for $25,000, $26,000, $27,000. The market has cooled down significantly with any given day about 800 to 900 lots floating around on the market. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a price idea of what Northport is seeing for prices. And then we obviously get into, well, Noah, you talked about the rezone changes, right? The growth that's happening, right? So where exactly is the rezone happening along with where the commercial stuff is going? So let's take a closer look at Northport. So when we look at all this area is, I would say, the most developed part of Northport. Then we go way over here to where it is the least developed. If you guys have seen this little triangle, I've made a video about it actually driving through it where the weeds are taller than my vehicle. And there's maybe 1 or 2 houses out there on solar. Absolutely crazy, right? Roads are deserted. You have grass growing up in the roads, so forth. There's a huge story behind it about the general development company coming in, and then it was being a whole fraudulent scheme, a whole federal, they went to federal prison, all that kind of stuff. Crazy and wild. But there is a lot of stuff going on. A lot of changes, a lot of this is zoned for multifamily already. Like this is owned by 2 LLCs, right? A lot of people don't know it. This is owned by 2 LLCs pretty much, so they have a lot of the market share for the east side of Northport. However, you don't even want to bother with that side because there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no power, there's no nothing. The roads are absolutely terrible. So you'll pick up lots for $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, but once again, you get what you pay for. I wouldn't advise it, but if you guys are looking at a long-term play, that may be a 10, 15-year play, That's fantastic to do. But other than that, you have this whole area, which is being completely rezoned, right? So there's obviously rezone maps that you guys can take a look at, or you guys can reach out to us when you guys are looking at buying a house or vacant land. But pretty much anything, let's say, not east of Atwater. Yeah, we'll say east of Atwater, but mainly right around that Yorkshire, east of Yorkshire, and just a little west of Yorkshire, which is right here. A lot of this got rezoned. So a lot of it doesn't have electricity. A lot of it, some of the roads are a little bit deteriorated. So what Northport did was they were like, well, the single family house growth is not really happening a lot in this area. So what they're doing is they're transitioning a lot of the zoning into one, light industrial, two family homes, which means duplexes, multifamily houses, which thank goodness, because Northport does not have a lot of multifamily zoning. That is a key issue here in Northport is multifamily zoning to build multifamily houses like duplexes, Rotunda has a lot of those. But here in Northport, it's hard to come by duplexes, which is, shocking, but this is where I think the rezone actually did a good job was bringing in more multifamily houses, a little bit more affordable opportunities where investors can start building duplexes and then rent them out, or if people want to buy the whole entire duplex and then two families live in it, that's perfect option and an opportunity for you as well. So a lot of this changed from single family residences. I have had a couple clients actually we were going to build for, and we were about to submit building permits for this, and we missed the deadline. I think the deadline was like October 29th or something like that, 2024, us to submit single family building permits. Otherwise, if we did it after the fact, then it would be deemed as a two family house and we would have to build a duplex versus a single family house. So this did kind of screw a lot of people that were building new construction houses in this area because they were looking at building a new construction house. They bought a piece of land for cheap. They wanted to build a single family house, but now they found out that they can't. So they have to either build a duplex or light industrial. So there's a lot of different zoning changes there. Then we go over to Price Boulevard. So you see these larger piece of land over here. You see this, you see this. A lot of these are, and it goes up here, a swath goes up there, swath goes up there, to where you either can have one, single family residences, two family residences, or aka multifamily. So it is kind of a flex area, for example. It's a flex zone. So you have to check the zoning of the property you buy because you may buy this property, say in this general area over here, and you're like, great, I can build a single family house here, let's do it. But then there's a vacant lot next door. Your neighbor could build a duplex or a two family house there, and would you want that? That is something to keep in mind when buying land in this area is the proper zoning. Now, a lot of this, like I said, is going to be flex zoning for multifamily or single family just to boost up the growth in this area. And then obviously, like I told you guys before, all of Toledo Blade right down to here and most of Sumter Boulevard all the way up got rezoned into commercial. So you have a lot of commercial developments breaking ground, obviously down over here, sorry. You have a lot of commercial developments breaking ground right here to where like Benderson is doing development projects along this road, which is huge. This is all slated to be all development for commercial. I think it's broken up into 5 or 6 lots. There's going to be restaurants, gas stations. I think a hotel is even proposed here. It's not exactly set in stone yet, but there is some development going on there. Then we have the Sumter down here, which they're breaking ground on a lot of different stuff. If you guys drive down here, they're building multifamily units, they're building gas stations, they're building kind of some more strip mall kind of stuff to where you're putting in professional offices, you're putting in different places for growth, for jobs and everything. Because Northport, like I said, in all my videos, Northport is going to be a 250,000 person population when fully built out. We're sitting at about 90,000. So we're almost, we're probably 35, 40% of the way there. We still have a lot of area to go. So there is a lot of stuff happening in Northport. Obviously, if you want to be in HOA communities, this is still zoned for, high density residential properties. There are a lot of builders, a couple builders, I should say, being built in this, building homes in this area. And I know I've made videos on the Cedar Grove area. I've made other videos talking about all the different developments. If you don't want to live on a quarter acre infill lot over here in Northport, for example, like one of these houses, you want that more community feel with low HOA fees, you guys can check out a lot of these new construction communities that are happening in the area. And of course, check out our video walking you guys through the property so you guys don't have to really worry about driving through the community when you're halfway across the country, right? A lot of changes happening in Northport. We're going to try to keep you guys updated the best way possible through these YouTube videos. So if you guys have more topics you guys want us to cover on YouTube, walking you guys through the changes in Northport, what's going on. I know this was a long video, but it is a very detailed video, just trying to give you guys a better idea of where a lot of people are kind of building these new construction houses, the developments happening in the area, along with the changes a lot of people don't really see until they come down to the Northport area. So if you guys are looking to buy a piece of property, like I've told you guys before, I am a residential real estate broker and I do own a custom home building company. So we are kind of an all-in-one kind of company. So we can help you with any of your real estate needs here, especially when it comes to buying land, building a new construction house, or even buying a new construction house. That is absolutely my specialty. And so if you guys want more information on that, you guys can reach out to either me or one of my team members with the contact information down in the description down below. But if you guys just want to talk and see all about the new construction market, you guys maybe are a few years out, you guys aren't sure yet, you guys can join our exclusive VIP email list where we're going to outline everything you need to know about the new construction market here in Northport, Sarasota, Osprey, all those good areas. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you guys have questions and you guys want to see different types of videos, just put them in the comment section down below. I love hearing from every single one of you guys and kind of catering my videos to exactly what you guys are looking for. But with all that being said, we appreciate you guys checking out this video as always, and we will catch you guys next week.